solo.
Hello and welcome to Solo Playthroughs. If someone can confirm that this sound is coming through okay, the sound I'm hearing is terrible. So I'm gonna have to disconnect and reconnect. So if I can just get a confirmation on that before I start blabbering too much and I feel off kilter. I don't think this is level. Get there level. Alright, we're good. Waiting on some confirmation. What's going on with this camera over here? So many cameras. I'm trying something new today. I've had requests to not cover the invader board, so we're going to see if I can pull that off and make that work. And anyone? Bueller, anyone? I'm going to start shuffling some stuff. I got a text from the kiddo. Is this mic on? Anyone? Bueller? Uh-oh. This could be bad. I think the chats should be working. Come back here. Make sure I'm not missing some chat. This is a great start to the day, kids. I'm excited about this. Yeah, you sound is fine. Thank you, Muddy. Yeah, so it's weird, like the sound in my ears is like fuzzy. But I just do a quick test on that. But if this I'm sounding good to you, I'm not hearing anything now because I've muted everything since I started. So if I'm sounding good to you, then I will run with it and I'll figure out why things are screwed up later. But hello, Marty. Welcome to the chat. I don't know what to expect today. Well, it's not entirely true. I expect to get hammered. And not like in the alcoholic way. I expect to get hammered by this challenge. I have not had a ton of time to practice it. I've done one playthrough off camera. It was enough to know that my strategy was terrible. Part of that is I have not played with shifting memory in quite some time. But I hopefully learned some lessons. I'm going to put the event deck up there. And we'll see. Immense Lightning is cool. I like them a lot. I like what they're doing. Obviously, Habsburg makes this super nutty because with Habsburg, you have the issue of the durable towns until Blight gets on the board. So you need to get some Blight out there quick. So you're very dependent on a lucky, not a lucky, a Blighted Island card that doesn't totally destroy you. And, Tipping Point is still in the game. I'm not going to apply the rules for the Nature Incarnate expansion until, I have that in hand, and I haven't backed it yet, so that might be a little bit off. We'll see. I still am considering just getting that at retail at this point, and I have my reasons for that. Phoenix Knights. Phoenix Knights so hammered more like me against the Lick fight for my Hero Realms background campaign. Got it. I've never played Hero Realms. What's up, Eric? Eric Guy, also known as Phoenix Knight, has his own channel. He's been streaming a lot of Arkham lately. Still, I don't know if he's streamed Gaia Project yet, but that should be coming up. Hopefully he does better than I did as the Lantids last week. That was a very unfortunate return to that game. I actually got that game on the table with a friend yesterday and taught him, and I took the best cards. I gave him the Terrans. I think the Terrans are the greatest faction to learn with. It makes sure you learn Gaia forming and make sure that you just kind of understand all the nature of the game. And I think there's a pretty obvious strategy for the Terrans as you go in. So I think they're a really good faction to learn with. But yeah, had a really fun game with him yesterday. He scored about 148, which is amazing for a first game. I ended up with the best gods. A lot of things came together for me in the final round and scored about 175, which was super cool. The best gods, they're funny, man. When it works, it works. Their early game is garbage, but if you do things right in the early game, their late game can be super, super strong. All right, that is that. So I'm gonna get my island boards picked here. So I'm going to roll a d6. I rolled a 2, so we're going to be on board B. That will be Immense Lightning's board. And I rolled board D because I love board D. Super balanced, very fun. And we got board D for Shifting Memory. That will fit right. Oh, this is excellent. Excellent. I love how this is coming together. Great. So we have that over there. So we're gonna put all our crap on this board. We have our Wetlands Dahan in 1 on board B, our Jungle Dahan in 8. By the way, my AC is on. I just noticed that. Let me turn that off. Although I think with my noise canceling, I'm not even sure if that's an issue anymore, but old habits die hard, kids. System off. Go away. All right, we have our Sans Dahan in land 3. It's absolutely crazy. Some people are like, AC, yeah, like it's nuts living in a row home because it's super cold out, but for some reason, because I think my neighbors have their heat jacked up, my home is toasty warm all the time. So there, and plus I like it a lot colder than the average human being. So all the Dahan are set. We have our starting blight in 5 here, our starting blight in 4 here. We're going to put our starting city in 2 on both boards. And then with Habsburg's rules, we're going to have a town in 2, a town in 5, the highest number of land without a pre-printed setup icon. And then we're also going to have a town in 6 on board B because of the pre-printed icon. And then we have a town in 7, that's a pre-printed icon, another town in 2, and the highest number of land without a pre-printed setup icon on board D is 8. We're going to have our starting beast is the lowest number of land without a pre-printed setup icon, but it's also 5 on board B, and it's going to be board 3 on board D. We have our starting disease in 2. Starting presence for lightning is the Sans. We took 2 presents there, so it's a really nice board for lightning. Gives him a sacred site, very central, or her. I don't know. I'm not going to assume lightning's gender here. And for the setup for shifting, put 2 presents in the starting, highest numbered sands or mountains. All right, so we're going to do that. That means we're going to have a sacred site over here in land 8. Shifting as part of their setup, they also start with 3 prepared elements. So we have a moon element, we have an air element, and we have a mountain element. Remember, those are one-time things we could spend to power certain things. Shifting is the one that makes the most use of these tokens. Now, I will still use the tokens here to kind of track elements, and hopefully I don't cross the streams, but if somebody wants to watch out for that and say, hey, Gooberhead, that these are your trackers, these are your tokens. Again, I'll try to keep things nice and orderly as we go. So let me go through Habsburg 6. Yeah, this is a bit ambitious. Additional loss condition. Track how many blight come off the blight card during ravages that do 8+ damage to the land. If that number ever exceeds players, the invaders win. Escalation. So stage 2 escalation. Seek prime territory. After exploring, on each board with 4 or fewer blight, add a town to a land without towns or blight. On each board with 2 or fewer blight, do so again. Level 1 difficulty. After the normal build step, in each land matching a build card, gather 1 town from a land not matching a build card. So that's why that thing is there. Again, the art's a little tilting. It's supposed to be, it has it on the other side. That just doesn't make sense, so I put it there. Level 2, during setup on each board, we added those towns. Now, when invaders would build a city in an inland land, instead they build 2 towns. Escalation 3, when building the invader deck, we remove 1 additional stage 1 card, so 2 cards instead of just 1. Herds thrive in verdant lands. Towns and lands without blight are durable. They have +2 health. Destroy town effects instead deal 2 damage to 2 damage per town they could destroy. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works with lightning over here for sure. This is a hard matchup, and I think I underestimated how hard it would be when I set this up. Wave of Immigration. Before the initial explore, put the Habsburg reminder card under the top 5 invader cards. When revealed, we're going to add a city and 3 towns, and then far-flung herds. Ravages do +2 damage total in adjacent if any adjacent lands have towns during ravaging. Now, this does not make a land without invaders. It doesn't cause them to ravage too, but it does affect lands that already have some invaders. So again, a lot of things thrown at us there. I think I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more balanced. All right, cool. That will work. Great, I have my card cam set up, so I'm just going to leave that up the whole time. Should be decently in focus, and then you'll be able to see the invader board the whole time. Again, I had some comments about that. They said they missed the invader board. They wanted to track along with the fear pool, and I think that's cool. Always happy to get some feedback like that. I'm going to set the fear deck. The fear deck for level 6 Habsburg is a 5-6-3. So that's an intense Terror level 1. 5 cards is a lot to get to Terror level 2. But again, because Habsburg does not build cities in inland lands, if you can get through 11 fear cards, a lot of times that's going to be enough just to win the game. Now, you do not have, well, Lightning is not a big time fear spirit. Shifting, we don't really know what he is, right? We're going to start doing some major power diving early, and then we'll kind of see what shifting becomes as the game unfolds. So I'm going to take 5 cards off the top: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be our fear deck. So I have the Terror level 3 divider, goes here. 6 cards on top of that. Terror level 2 divider, 5 cards on top of that. Put that over here. I need to get myself the Healthy Blighted Island card. There are 16 if you have all the expansions that are out so far. Rolling a d20, I rolled 16, so I'm going to keep the card on top. I count from the bottom going to the top because I'm a weirdo. We have the 2 blight per player on the card, plus 1 blight. Why? Why is that extra blight there? It's because Eric Royce loves you. That's right. So don't forget it. We put those 5 blight on the card. We're going to take the stage 3 invader cards. I'm going to roll a d6. We're taking one of these suckers out. I rolled a 5. That's out of the game. We're going to take the stage 2 cards. We're going to take one of these out. Rolling a d6. I rolled a 4, out of the game. And then we're going to take the stage 1 cards. Again, we're taking out 2, not just 1. A little touch of Prussia going on here. Bam, 4, and once again 4. So take out the middle card, and now I'm going to take the entire Vader deck. I'm going to go 5 cards deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The Habsburg reminder card goes there. These suckers go there. Done. Oh, making a mess over here. I think that is all she wrote, right? Everything looks good? Am I missing something? No? All right, let me talk about immense. Check in the chat real quick. Phoenix didn't stream, but I'm planning to record Gaia Project for my Sunday video. Also, if you play Star Realms, Hero Realms, the exact same game with a fantasy coat of paint. Mike James, hi Greg. Everyone is streaming today. Left out loud. So many choices. Cool. Well, thank you for choosing me for at least this moment in time. So, yeah, I really should start paying better attention to like streaming schedules, like I don't know, Rob's Gaming Table, or I guess Rogan usually streams later. I know Covenant used to do a lot of streams that I used to watch with the Arkham stuff, but yeah, I really don't know what's going on. I know ID Jester usually streams at night. But yeah, a lot of good content out there, and that's even before you get into everyone over there in the Twitch world. And I get so many like, "Are you gonna do Twitch?" I'm like, I don't know, man. I think that ship has sailed. I'm like, the idea of like building up another subscriber base on another platform. Nah, YouTube makes so much stuff like so stupid easy. I think I'm just gonna stick here for the time being. All right, lightning. What is immense? An immense spirit, towering and slow. It increases the complexity. However, it does not replace anything. So you do not have to get rid of your swiftness of lightning special rule, but it just adds a whole other dimension to how lightning plays. And I'm not saying I'm good at it yet. I'm still really exploring this immense thing. All right, your top presence track grants you twice as much energy during the spirit phase. Any ongoing modifiers are counted after doubling. However, playing power cards during the spirit phase costs 2 card plays instead of 1. So if you have 3 card plays, you will only be able to play 1 power card. If you have any unused card plays at the end of the spirit phase, gain 1 element of your choice. For each major power you play, gain 2 different elements of your choice. So, yeah, man. So tempted. I mean, I'm still like really exploring how to play Lightning in this way. I'm very tempted to kind of blitz top track, get him a bunch of energy, maybe not even play any card plays that first turn. The durable mechanic obviously also really screws up Lightning's normal routine, right? Where you're like, oh, I'll just blast 2 towns. With the durable mechanic, you're not blasting anything, sucker. So, um, if he's going to have a lot of energy, it does bring Raging Storm into play, because if you can control a lot of builds, there is an argument to say, yeah, let's just like, hey, even if you're spending 3 energy to get rid of 1 explorer, if you're preventing a build, especially against Habsburg, that can be really, really important. So again, we'll see. But again, even if you prevent a build, the town might still get gathered in, so you have a bunch of competing priorities with that. I digress. I'm going to do the initial explore. Initial explore is in wetlands. I don't know why these cards look like they're falling off the table today. Why do you look so far? Its camera angles are funny. Maybe it always looks that way and I just never noticed. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we're going to explore into wetlands. Oh, that's super great for shifting. And by super great, I mean, so we get 1 explorer there, 1 explorer there, 1 explorer there, and 1 explorer here. Now, this is a concern because if it goes to build in land 6, again, remember that becomes 2 towns instead of just 1, and no one wants 2 towns instead of just 1. So, lots to consider. Hmm. Do. Yeah, I think I wipe out that town, and then we'll kind of deal with what remains, but it's going to prevent me from trying some kind of alternate strategy here, which I think will be fine. So I'm going to do growth option 2 for lightning. I'm going to be able to make a sacred site. Where do I want to make a sacred site? I would like to make a sacred site. These are all excellent questions I'm asking, by the way. Downtown. I will make a sacred site here. Why not? Give me some access to this part of Shifting's board. Shifting can kind of move up there and start dealing with the coast. We'll see how that makes some sense. All right, so I have 4 card plays, which is essentially is 2. My presence track for the energy says 1. I can double that, so I'm going to get 2 energy. The 2 card plays I would like to play are 1 is Shatter Homesteads, 1 is Harbingers of Lightning, and I will pay for Shattered Homesteads, and that's going to give me some elements. It's going to give me 2 fire, and I will have 2 air. Remember, I need 1 more fire to be able to destroy a town with thunder and destruction. I also have 2 air, which means I can make 2 of my slow powers into fast powers, which can be super fun. We go to Shifting's turn. Shifting is going to do some shifting things, and Shifting is going to get a major power right off the bat, because we need to see how this game's going to come together for this clown. All right, the instruments of their own destruction, not that amazing. Unleash a torrent of the self's own essence. Did I not? I shuffled these, right? Yeah, I did shuffle these. Right. These 2 I just were like literally the last card draws on my last game, but I did not see this one. Draw toward a consuming void. That is that's a very nice card, dude. Ooh. I don't know how I don't take that. as something to really guide my game. And sea monsters, coastal or wetland, which is like the same thing for me. I think Consuming Void is just way too good, and I can pay. I could definitely get the money to pay for that with shifting. Consuming Void, it is now. I'm taking a major power with shifting. Now I can either forget a power like normal, or again with special rules, when you would forget a power card from your hand, you may instead discard it max once per action. That does include a growth action. So what do I just want to discard? I will discard. I will discard Study the Invader's Fears, although I really tend to like that card a lot, but I don't feel like it's a good idea to discard anything else right now. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. So this comes here. I'm going to put a presence on the board. Man, he's so freaking slow, dude. Like 3 turns before you even get there. Uh, I guess there's just 1 turn to get 2 card plays. There you can get 3 card plays. You have to discard elements. I think I do top track and just do 1 card play this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna do top track, 1 card play. I can add a presence within range 2. I do have 1 moon, which is gonna give me the top level of this. And I will put this presence in the center of the board and just start working my way to try to get to both of those coast locations. So, observe the ever-changing world. I have the 1 moon to do that. I can prepare an element. I would like to prepare a earth. Now, remember, there's a weird thing with draw towards a consuming void, right? So it's gather 1 explorer, 1 town, 1 city, 1 Dahan, 1 presence, and 1 beast from each adjacent land. 4 fear, 15 damage, 5 damage to Dahan. Destroy 1 presence from each spirit, remove 2 beasts. Now, any number of times, if I have no other power cards in play, so that's the only card I play, I can forget a major power, a minor power, and a unique power to perform the above effects again. And you would have to perform them in the same location, though, right? So it'd be like a central location, and you're just like bringing it all in and trying to destroy it. There is an argument to do this next turn over in 7, which is a little nutty, but it would really kind of clean up this whole part of the board in a way I don't hate. So I don't know. I will consider that. Let me check the chat. Good evening, sir. Sagitt says no hexes for me. No hexes equals no fun for me. Also, the company dinner, so I'm leaving for free food. Oh yeah, good luck. Free food. Nothing. Very few things as cool as free food. Free food. Have fun with this. Happy losing. And then Kwang says strange combo of spirits, but potentially very powerful. Oh, no doubt. All right, elemental teachings. I am going to choose a target spirit. It can be any. I'm going to choose lightning over here. I'm going to prepare 1 element marker. I'm going to prepare fire. Now I could discard up to 3 element markers. I'm going to discard the fire I just prepared, and the target spirit's going to gain that element, so that gives me a 3rd fire for lightning. Remember, only shifting has these presents, these element tokens that are 1-time use. So I just gave that element to lightning for the rest of the turn. That is going to give lightning access to thundering destruction. Cool. We're now going to go, and that's a fast power, so that's done. We're now going to go to lightning's fast powers, or he has slow powers that he can turn fast. So I have 2 air. I'm going to make thundering destruction into a fast power. I'm going to destroy a town. Well, I can't destroy a town. I just can injure it. Remember, I have 4 health, so it's 2 damage to a town. And then I'm going to play Shattering Homesteads. I'm going to get 1 fear, and then 2 damage to towns. I'm going to destroy that town. That's another fear, and that prevents 2 more towns from being formed. Now this is going to move over here. We're going to still have a little bit of a problem there, but it really helped prevent, again, 2 more towns from being thrown into the inland of um, board B. So those are all my fast powers. We now go to the invader phase. Jagged Earth rules. We're just flipping over this card without carrying it out. And can I fit those right there? Looks like I can. That would be good. Maybe I can do that. And now we go to the rest of the invader phase. So there is no ravage step. There is a build step. So we're going to build a town in 1. We build a town in 3. We build a town in 1. We build a town in 6. After the build step, we gather towns in land board order. So board B, land 1, I'm going to gather a town from an adjacent land, goes there. Board B, land 6, I can gather an adjacent town. However, since land 1 is also wetlands, it's not a different land type. There's nothing there that I can gather, so that worked out well. Board D, land 1, I'm going to gather a town from land 2, and then board D, land 3, there are no adjacent lands that have towns. Man, Consuming Void might be a really strong play. All right, explore step, exploring into sands. So we get 1 explorer into 5 over here, 1 explorer into 3, 1 explorer into 4, and 1 explorer into 7. Invader cards advance. Slow powers. We have Harbingers of the Lightning. I can push up to 2 Dahan, 1 away from my have presence. And if I push a Dahan into a land with cities or towns, I get 1 fear. I will. Wish I could push those clowns, but apparently I cannot. I'll push this into here, but that's not going to survive. All right, I'll just save this dude. So I'll push him into here and get a fear that way. Done. Over. This goes here. This goes here. We now do anything heals. There is none. We're all good. So now we go back to growth. I'm going to do growth option B again, and I'm going to take both the presents off the top track. I'm going to make a sacred site somewhere. Oh, this is nuts. This is a really nutty combo. This was not on my radar. But I think it's too good not to do. So get both of these on the board. I'm going to make a sacred site into land. Ravaging. Make a sacred site in 7. Looks a little weird, but it gets presence on the board. It does a couple of things for me. I'm going to get 2 energy times 2 for the presence track, so I get 4 energy, and I'm going to pay for Raging Storm and Lightning's Boon. I'm going to have 2 air and 2 fire and 1 water. All right, there are no unused card plays either turn, so I didn't get an element for that. And I have not played a major power yet, so I'm not getting an element for that. We now go to Shifting Memory's turn. Shifting Memory is going to get 9 energy and is going to play Draw Toward a Consuming Void. So I'm going to spend 8 energy, a remainder of 1, and I get 1 energy from the presence track as well. So I didn't add any presence, which is a thing, but I think this is just too strong a move to not pull this off. Oh yeah, I never got energy for shifting. That's a good point. Did you ever get your energy for shifting? Says Antonio and Madi. I think you should have 1 energy left from Shifting Memory. Yeah, cool. So 1 more energy for shifting, even better. He's rich. So that's my 1 card play, and Lightning's Boon is pretty sick. So I'm going to do Lightning's Boon. I'm going to target shifting. He can do up to 2 powers fast. He's going to basically do 1 of his slow powers fast. And we're going to do Draw Towards Consuming Void fast, which will be super nice. And then we're going to do Raging Storm. I'm going to target a land 1 away from my presence. I'm going to do 1 damage to each invader. I will target land 5 and just get rid of that build. All right, which is a little nutty, but I like it. We are now going to do Draw Toward a Consuming Void as a fast power, and then we'll have no powers for the rest of this turn. So gather 1 explorer, town, city, Dahan, presence, and beast from each adjacent land. I'm going to target land 5. You have to target a land when you have presence. So each adjacent land, I'm going to gather that explorer. I'm gathering the city and a Dahan. I'm gathering an explorer, a town, and a Dahan. I'm gathering an explorer, a town, and a Dahan. There were no beasts to gather, so that's fine. I get 4 fear off the top. That's 7 in the earned fear pile. 15 damage. Now the towns are not durable there, so the damage is pure. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these suckers are dead. That's another 4 fear. So 3 remaining in the fear pool. And an earned fear card. Now we're going to 5 damage to Dahan. This is a spirit power, so I don't have to apply that efficiently, so I can just injure 4 of the Dahan and kill 1. Again, normally you have to apply damage efficiently to kill the most Dahan. Destroy 1 presence from each spirit, so I'm going to destroy the presence that I have there, and remove 2 beasts. Oh, I have no beast to remove. So that was pretty sick. That is done. Yeah, it doesn't add a blight or anything. I haven't played this card in a very long time, man. It's super, super cool. So yeah, board D's looking pretty decent. We're about to add some blight, but that's actually fine considering the stage 2 escalation. I don't really mind that all that much. So let's see how the rest of this plays out. So we're gonna go to the invader phase. Again, I have 0 more powers. Invader phase, here we go. Sacred sites under threat. Invaders have begun to find hidden places of natural power. You may let the island strategy repulse them or guard them yourselves for well or for ill. In a land with a sacred site and invaders, I only have 2. I can either do 2 damage or destroy 1 presence. And if I do 2 damage, I have to pay 3 energy, aided by fire. definitely don't want to destroy one of Shifting's presence. He does not. Or, actually, or in each. What is this? Each sacred site pushes one explorer or talent to adjacent land, but I have to remove one blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. Man, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be a blight heavy game. So this is kind of a rough choice. So I hate the way this card's written because I've seen it a million times and it still confuses me. So in essence, each place where I have a sacred site that has invaders, I can push the invader out of there and take a blight from the card. Or I can remove a presence. Or I can spend 3 energy to do 2 damage. The 2 damage to this guy does nothing for me because he is he's durable. If he's not even building, he's not doing anything this turn. Dear God. This is not an easy choice. I'm tempted to take 2 blight off the card, which is kind of nuts. I have no more energy as lightning, so I can't even afford to do that. Yeah, I have 2 lightning. I have 2 fire out there. I don't have the 3rd fire, so that's unfortunate. I could just spend this 3 energy to injure that. Wish I had an isolate power because I could isolate 7. Isolate would be nice. Alright, I think I mean, shifting with no presence is just asking for trouble. I still have this fear card too, which I don't know what it is. Yeah, I think I just remove a presence from each of these guys. No, I'm going to remove a presence from lightning. I'm going to push this and take a blight off the card. So there's 4 blight. The Eric Rice Love You Blight is gone. So basically, I let the island strength repulse them with shifting. With each sacred site, I push 1 explorer or town, and I remove 1 blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. Oh, can I decide separately? Ooh, I don't know if I can decide separately. That's a problem. I don't think I can. Oh, removing 2 blight from the box. I'm definitely going blighted island. Let me not do that. See, I'm just gonna do the guard them myself for well or for ill. Doing damage. Can I give energy from shifting to lightning to do 2 damage here? Is a question I just I don't know the answer to. Because I would just need to give 1 energy because we have the 2 fire. So that's confusing. I think I can. 3 energy per line, but it says where you do damage, not where the spirits do damage. Did the event come with an expansion? I never played with them. Says Madi. Yeah, dude. The events, honestly, I thought this game was way too deterministic until I got the events. I would very much recommend Branch and Claw. Jagged Earth gives you more content. I just think layering with Branch and Claw makes a little bit more sense, but it's also what I did. But I know a lot of people have said they went right to Jagged Earth and we're fine. I just think Branch and Claw. I mean, Fangs is also my favorite spirit, so I would strongly recommend Branch and Claw. Antonio, the events come in both expansions. Sometimes they're great, but sometimes they're terrible. Yeah, the nice thing about the Jagged Earth events is they tend to be more muted. The events in Branch of Claw can be very, very swingy. I do want to. I think I can pay to do damage on Lightning's board. I'm going to see if there's a quick quirky reference here, and if not, I'll just have to make a quick decision. Wow, I have a ton of emails. What is going on? Spirit on FAQ. Again, Quirky is a site. This was spearheaded by Eric Royce. It's super great. It's one of the most helpful, you know, resources I found for players. It just gives you a lot of edge cases. Sacred Sites under threat. The energy cost is pooled and you pay it one time. Excellent. So I'm going to pay. Thank you, Quirky. I'm going to pay 1 energy from shifting. I have a fire and a fire. I'm going to do 2 damage there. And that allows me to keep the Sacred Site for lightning. Shifting is going to unfortunately go down to 1 presence. Because it makes no sense to do damage there because it's not going to kill it. And I do think I have to choose for the group. I'll confirm that. You are choosing between 2 headings. Yeah, so I chose for the group to guard them myself for well or for ill. I spent 3 energy, 1 fire, 2 fire, 1 energy from shifting to do 2 damage there. And then here I just destroyed a presence from the spirit. And you only have to pay the energy where you do damage. So kind of worked. That prevented another build there in 3, which is pretty nice. Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present and moves to an adjacent land if not. So 1 fear for land 3. This beast is going to move over into land 6. And then we have Spirit Speaker solve riddles of power. Each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gains a minor power. It does not apply to either of my spirits. We're going to have our 1 earned fear card. Beset by many troubles in each land with Badlands, Beast, Disease, Wilds, or Strife. Defend 3. That is automatic, so we have a defend 3 here. It's going to prevent a lot of blight, which isn't necessarily a great thing with Habsburg. Oh, this blight goes back on the card. I did not take that off. That's the only thing is the ravaging. So actually, yeah, preventing a bunch of blight, but that means that the stage 2 escalation is going to be really bad. So hopefully that is the wetlands card, or hopefully that's the coastal lands card. So beset by tragedy troubles, not exactly helping. All right, we have the ravage actions. I'm going to get a blight here. It destroys this Dahan. So Dahan is not allowed to fight back. We're ravaging 3 here. We're defended 3, so that can come off. We're ravaging 3 here. We're defended 3, so that can come off. We're ravaging. Oh, my bad. It's ravaging 4 here because of stage 6, level 6. So that blighted anyway. There's nothing adjacent, so it's only ravaging 5 there, or 3 there, so that's fine. It's ravaging 5 here because they're the adjacent town, so it does add a blight. And it's ravaging 5, 7 here, so that also adds a blight. And that's that. So we have 2 blight left on the card. Build step. There is nothing to build in any of the sands, which is insane. And now we gather towns in board land order. So I have to gather a town into 3. I'm gathering a town into 5. I'm gathering a town into 4. And I'm gathering a town into 7. Explore step. Exploring into sands. We do have the escalation. So we explore first. So we have 1 explorer, 2 explorers, 3 explorers, 4. And now the escalation. On each board, with 4 or fewer blight, add a town to a land without towns or blight. I'm going to add a town to land 2 on board B. I'm going to add a town to land 3 on board D. Now, on each board with 2 or fewer blight that is board D, we have to add another town. I'm going to add it to land 2. Invader cards advance. And now we go to slow powers. I have none. Time passes. These Dahan will heal. Energy goes away. And we go back to growth. Whoo! All right. Well, Habsburg is rough. I have some problems. Because all those towns gathered. Now remember, they're going to ravage and then build. And if they build, we're in serious trouble. Because building 2 towns, 2 towns, 2 towns. Yeah. Don't like where this is going. That sands, back-to-back sands is not good. Not with the way they gather after they build. I could try to set myself up. I mean, the reclaimed one's up there. Ugh. Woof. Well, I have to reclaim cards as lightning, so let me start carrying that out. It's like nothing build in sands, and then everything as a town, and now, oh, they're going to build in ravage there again. Excellent. So I reclaimed cards. I get 1 energy from there. I'm going to get 4 energy from the presence track. I'm going to take that now before I forget. And I'm going to gain a power card. I am going to gain a major. So unrelenting growth. Oh, that could be super nice. Twisted Flowers, Murmur ultimatums. If tower levels 2 or higher, move 2 invaders. 4 fear, add a strife. Dream of untouched land. Remove up to 3 blight and up to 3 health worth of invaders. Removing blight isn't exactly a good idea. And then sleep and never waken. Oh, that could be very nice. Skip all actions in target land. I don't hate that. Yeah, very much don't hate that. Unrelenting growth is nice, but like honestly, I'm not gonna have that much of a problem getting all my presence out pretty quick with lightning. I mean, he's just says 2 a turn. That'd have been a really nice card for shifting. Yeah, pretty in love with the idea of skipping all actions in 5. So sleep and never waken it is. I'm going to drop a card. I think I drop Raging Storm because it's very expensive. Cool. All right, so that's done. I have 4 card plays, which is essentially 2. I'm going to play Sleep and Never Awaken. And then my next card play is going to be Shatter Homesteads. That's all my money. So that gives me 1 fire, 2 air. But remember, since I played a major power, I can take 2 elements, 2 different elements. Ooh, they have to be different. They have to be different. Why? Why do they have to be different? That's less ideal. I will take do any of those have a moon? No, they do not. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna help, but I will take a moon and a fire. But it's gonna leave me pretty short. So I actually have 2 moon. Now, since Sleep and Never Awaken cares about moon and animal, I will grab those elemental markers. But again, don't think it's gonna matter for a while. Alright, so I actually have 1 moon. So those are the 2 elements I took from Sleep and Never Awaken. I'm just putting them there to kind of try to visualize that, but do not confuse those with the elements, the markers that we're preparing with shifting. These are there for the whole turn. Shiftings are one-time use that you have to cash in as you use them. Shifting, what is he going to do? Well, we definitely need to get more presence out. Probably want to get another power card. We're going to get 1 energy from the presence track. And I think it's time to get another major. And I'm going to put this presence out. So I'm going to put this thing here. We're drawing from the major power deck. We have Infestation of Venomous Spiders. Ooh, that is a fantabulous card. I wish I had 1 more energy. Woof. We have Bargains of Power Protection. Never using that card. I just don't find it. I mean, it has some utility. I just never found it that great. Focus on Lands Anguish isn't great because gathering all the blight from other lands is not going to be that helpful. And then Spill Bitterness into the earth. Again, adding more blight on top of the fact that I'm just going to be I'm going to be blighting a lot. I mean, it's super tempting. I think I have to go with Venomous Spiders for sure. I can't afford it though. Yeah, I can't remove my presence from the island. Huh. With Shifting Memory, when I gain a power card, does this technically go to my hand? Can I then discard that instead of forgetting another power? So many questions. Like sometimes you have these games. I'll play 20 games and never have to look anything up a Spirit Island. Then I'll play 1 game where it's like, I have 17 questions. Spend element markers. When you gain a major, do you then gain it? Because I know you can forget a major that you gain, but when you gain a major, can you then? Is it technically in your hand such that I can just discard it with shifting memories rule. And I heard once about Spirit Island's rulebook where it's like literally like don't read it start to finish, just like basically start at some random spot and you'll and just read that and then just like go to another random spot and read that and then eventually when you read the whole book it will all make sense. Um and it actually kind of works. Energy and card plays, gaining a. Oh god, I hate the way. I mean, the organization of this book is so big. There you go. When you gain a major, draw 4 cards from that deck. Keep one drawn power card in your hand. Discard the others. After you gain a minor, you must forget. All right, yeah. So it goes into your hand. So I'm gonna gain Infestation of Venomous Spiders and then discard it instead of forgetting a power. I don't see how that would be against the rules. I wish they clarified that there, but again, you're gaining powers into your hand, so it seems reasonable that I can do that. I'm going to add this presence 2 away from where I have presence. I'm going to add this presence into. And do I keep just doing? Yikes. Do I keep doing like black holes like every other turn? Like it's very tempting. This is crazy. I'm going to put a presence here just to give me some options for black holing next turn. But I need to reclaim cards, so I'm not going to have the energy. That's fine. All right, so this cost me 1. I'm going to do my element check. I'm going to have 1 moon, 1 air, and 2 earth. That gives me the first level of Observe the Ever-Changing World. That gives me the second level of Learn the Invader's Tactics. There's just no blight anywhere. All right, I'm going to defend 4 using Learn the Invader's Tactics. I'm defending 3 here. The problem is it's ravaging 5 because there is an adjacent town. So maybe that's dumb. Yeah, that's not going to be effective. There's an adjacent town there, so it's going to be ravaging 5. Ravaging 5. Yeah, it's ravaging 5 in all these places. All right, I'm going to do Observe the Ever-Changing World. I'm going to prepare an element. I'm going to prepare an air. I'm going to spend 2 air to be able to do both. So in 1 land, I can gather 2 Dahan, and then each time Dahan would be destroyed, I can destroy 2 fewer. And I will gather these 2 Dahan there. I'll just gather 1 Dahan there, and I'm just going to destroy 2 fewer there. So that's going to blight. They'll be dead. So this is an. Oh, I need a sacred site to do this. Welp, I guess I'm doing that. Sacred site. Again, targeting rules for share secrets of survival requires a sacred site. So I'm including that, and then I'll just defend in case something happens. To defend more and durable still applies. I will gather 2 into there, and then I'm defending 3, and maybe I can save myself a blight. 4 is gonna go to crap. We'll just have to deal with it then. But that's fine. We're going to do sleep and never waken. I'm going to target land 5. Invader skip all actions of target land. I have to target a land within 1 of where I have presence in a stance. Obviously, I have presence in that stance. 1 fear per 2 explorers as power removes. Remove up to 2 explorers. I'm just going to remove the 1 from the target land. I do not have the kicker to do stuff in adjacent lands, unfortunately, so these elements are pretty much going to be wasted. I'll just put them over there now. I can do 2 slow powers fast. I do not have the kicker for Thundering Destruction. Again, I was 1 fire shy. Even though I played on major power. If I had this off of there, I would have been able to get another element from that, which had been super nice. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to roll with this. All right, event card. So the stage 1 and stage 2, we are in stage 2 on each board with exactly 1 coastal city. Add a town to a coastal land without a city. So there are not exactly 1 coastal cities on board D. There is a coastal city on board B, and we're gonna add a. Wow, hold on. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. Oh, this is so bad. 3 is just going to cost me a bunch. There's nothing I can do about it. Trying to think, as I realize that I haven't done anything to protect 3. I just have the 2 Dahan there. Hopefully event card will help me out. All right, so let me look at, so add a town to a coastal land without a city. I'm going to add it to 1, which isn't great. And then stricken invaders with disease and strife stricken in lands with disease and strife. Invaders skip ravage actions. And then we have settlers encroach too far. Choose a land with towns and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan there. Well, that helps 3. I'm going to push. There's 2 Dahan there. I'm going to push a town. I'm not going to push. So you could choose on each board. Oh, shoot. You have to do it. That's garbage. Well, yeah. So on board B, I chose land 3. I have 2 Dahan. There's 1 town, so I could push that town, which helps me out there. And then on board D, the only place that has Dahan and towns is land 7. I have 3 Dahan there, so I'm just going to push this sucker over into land 1, which I think will be okay. I just basically wasted a lot of time and energy making that happen. But I mean, it really, in essence, what I could have done is just played that card, saved these 2 elements, and gathered the 2 Dahan, and not had to worry about any of the rest of it. And obviously, the defend 3 is some trash. So that event card happened. I have no earned fear cards. We're now going to ravage. Ravaging 1, Dahan retaliate to kill this dude. Ravaging 1, Dahan retaliate to kill this dude. We're ravaging 3 here. We get a blight. We skip all actions in land 5 over here, thanks to sleep and never waken. We go to the build step. Again, we're skipping all actions here. Nothing to build in 3. We get 2 towns in 4. 1, 2, 1 and 2s, so that's fine. And now we have nothing to build in 7. After the build step, we gather. We have to do this land board order. The only town that is not a sands on board B is this mountain which is adjacent, so that gathers into there. We gather a town from here into here. On board D, we gather into 4. I have to gather either from 2 or from 3. I will gather from 2. So that's going to be a Mondo Rabbit there next turn. And then I have to gather from 1 into 7. Explore step. Wetlands. So wetlands, sands, wetlands. We get an explorer into 6, an explorer into 1, an explorer into 3, and an explorer into 1. Now note, even though we skipped all actions in land 5, the gathering still happens because it's not an invader action. Invader, yeah, so it's not an invader action, it's just like an adversary action, so that still takes place. Now, I have 3 blight here, 3 blight there, so we are going to carry the escalation 1 time on both boards. So I have to put a town into a land that does not have towns or blight on board B. I will put this in 7, and then I have to do the same thing on board D. I will put this into 2. Again, it only happens once now on board D because we added that extra blight. Did I add 2 towns last time? Some of that, did I not? Yeah, I think I did. Someone could tell me if I messed up. I think I added 2 twice last time because again, there's only 2 blight there, so it should have triggered twice. Thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I did. All right, shatter homesteads. I'm going to get 1 fear and just do 2 damage to a town. I'm going to do 2 damage to a town here to kill that. That's another fear. And then boon of ancient memories. I'm going to target. I could target myself to give myself a minor power. That seems silly. Or I can give lightning a minor power or a major power. If lightning takes a major, they will have to spend 2 energy to keep to they can spend 2 energy instead of forgetting a power card. I think I'm gonna forget harbingers anyway. And we just make lightning into like a major power doer. So boon of ancient memories, we're gonna target lightning because again it's a spirit targeting power. We're getting a major, and then I'm gonna forget. Ooh, I could forget lightning's boon too. Paralyzing fright is excellent. Invader skip all actions and target land this turn. Storm swath, it's like raging storm but better. It's very intriguing. I could think I can do some things with that. Pillar of Living Flame. 3 fear, 5 damage. If target land is a jungle or wetland, you add a blight. That's obviously a problem. And then we have transform into a murderous darkness. That's interesting. Replace each of target spirit may choose one of their sacred sites. Replace each of their presence with a badlands. Replace presence leaves the game. Push any number of badlands 3 fear, 3 damage per thing replaced. And if you have the elements, 1 damage in an adjacent land, 1 damage in an adjacent land. And remember, you have all the badlands, which are going to make that 1 damage into more. Now it's expensive, and it's going to make all your presence go away, so it's a little sketch. I will keep Storm Swath. Because I'm going to want to target wetlands. I mean, Paralyzing Fright is super tempting. I think I need to start doing some damage. I have Sleep and Never Waken, so skipping actions is something I already have access to. I have Imputation of Venomous Spiders, which again does the same thing. So I'm doing that. I'm getting rid of Harbingers of Lightning. Lightning's boon, I think, could be too important with shifting. So we have that. These go away. Comes here. This is in my discard pile. These elements were used. Done. Discard pile. All right. Shifting. Oh, time passes. Nothing needs to heal. Shifting is going to reclaim. Ah, man. And place a presence. And guess where that presence is going to go? Yikes. Blight Cascade. That's gross. I might have to take Paralyzing Fright. I'm not sure Storm Spot's going to do the trick. Because that's going to be a super problem. And Blight Cascading is just not something that's going to be a very good idea right now. Getting some extra fear generation too could be good, considering I've only gone through 14 fear. Let me take Paralyzing Fright instead of Storm Swath. Skipping actions might be the way to go. I can build a town. Yeah, there's no inland wetland that's about to build 2 towns. So that was, again, that was still from the last round. So, I have to reclaim cards with Shifting. Shifting is going to add a presence to 8, which is not helpful. But I have to do a presence range 0. It gives me 2 energy. The fact that I needed the Sacred Site for Share Secrets over Survival was rough. So I already took the energy from the presence track. I have 4 energy, but again, I have no good ways to target. Lightning is going to add 2 presence. I'm going to do 1 top, 1 bottom. Nope, I'm doing 2 top. I lied. That's going to give me 6 energy. The difference. So annoying. It's fine. It's going to give me 2 energy. Or 6 energy. I'm going to make a Sacred Site somewhere. I'll make a Sacred Site in 5. Here's a 6 energy. I'm going to take a 3 and 3 1s. Since I played a major power, I can take 2 elements of different types. I will take an earth and a fire. So that essentially is going to give me 2 air, 1 fire, 2 fire. Since earth matters now, I will take this, put this over here. and 2 earth. All right. I have 2 card plays with shifting. Shifting is going to take elemental teachings, and it's going to take. That's not going to help. Ooh, 2. Ah, man, I can't even get range 2 to that. Prevent a city from building there. It's probably a good idea. Probably looking at a consuming void next turn. Just to kind of clean this up. Remember, I'm going to be adding a ton of structures because we're about to get to the Habsburg add a ton of structures card, which is super awesome. So I will add. I'm like I can't do Consuming Void. I'm not going to have the presence on the board. Ugh, this is really not great. So I'm gonna do Consuming Void in 2 turns. That's special. All right, we're gonna do Infestation of Venomous Spiders. So I need element markers. That's not helpful. We'll do Boon of Ancient Memories again, actually. Great. So we're gonna do Elemental Teachings. I'm gonna target lightning. I'm gonna gain 1 element marker. I'm gonna gain a fire. And then I'm going to discard a fire and an earth to give those elements over here to lightning. So lightning got another earth, so lightning's up to 3 earth, which is going to give it the kicker on paralyzing fright. And I'm going to give it another fire, so that gives it up to 1. I already gave myself a fire because I played a major power, so that gives me 3 fire. That gets me up to enough to have the first level of Thundering Destruction. I do have the 2 and the 1 for that, and I have the 1 and the 2 for that. So I can defend 3 here, which is great. It's still ravaging 5 though, so maybe not so great. And ever-changing world, I will have this in effect here. So after each of the next 3 actions, it change pieces in the target land, prepare 1 element marker. So I'm going to choose the elements that I would like in theory. I definitely need some animals. I wouldn't mind replenishing my air and my earth. I'll put those there. This cost 1, so I have to pay for that. Everything else is good. Antonio says, I think you did. I think he's talking about if I added 2 towns on that board. Thank you very much. I'm essentially using Lightning's Boon just for the elements. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I could. Lightning, or Shifting can make those fast if he wants. Destroying a town somewhere. It's probably not that effective. I'm going to do Paralyzing Fright. I have the kicker, so I'm doing 8 Fear, so it's just going to be a Fear card. And I'm skipping all actions here. I just do not want a Blight Cascade. I'm going to destroy a town, range 1 from a sacred site. Great, I'll destroy this town. That's a Fear, so I'm 1 away from a Fear card. Again, it's not durable because there was a Blight there. Yeah, I think I have to roll with that. I mean, I could kill that town too because I have the sacred site here. But I think this is better. So I did Thundering Destruction. That's done. And yeah, I just have that left. And I've already prepared the elements for 7. So, event card. We have Healthy Island. Choose a land with cities and build there on each board. There are no cities on this board. There is on this board. The build there, builds prevented by the disease. The disease comes off. Beast chase off. Homesteaders push up to 2 explorers in 1 town from a land with beasts. Sure. That's nice. So I will get these 2 explorers off of there. Land 1 is a absolute. It's like thank God we're not playing Russia. Put it that way, and then we are going to push this town off of. Three, and I'm going to push it into. I don't want to push it into 2 because it's not blighted. I'll push it into 4, and hopefully we can find a way to just kind of wipe everything out there. I mean, the Transformer to Murderous Darkness was tempting because if I can get some like Badlands and stuff in there, it could really have helped things. Storm Swath was tempting, just some things that were just a little bit off, and I just really needed to prevent actions. So that's done. Rally to the defense of distant kin. Gather 1 Dahan into a land with Dahan. In that land, defend 1 per Dahan. Nice. That will be nice, actually. So I'm going to gather a Dahan there. We're defending 3. Mind you, it's still ravaging 5. I'm going to gather a Dahan there. We're defending a total of 7 now, so it doesn't matter that it's ravaging 4. Oh, wait. It's only ravaging 4. I don't want to do that. On each board. Yeah, I'm already defending 3. I've gathered this sucker into here, and it's only ravaging 4 there, so we'll be fine. Yeah, there was no explorer there. So this is defending 3 because of the Han. This is defending 3 because of learn the invader's tactics. Done. Fear cards. There is 1. We're still at terror level 1. Each player may remove 1 explorer town from a land with disease. So this is the only one that applies. That town is gone, even though it's durable. Remove powers are not affected by durable. And now we go to the invader steps. The invaders are ravaging in Sands. Now again, I've defended 3. It's ravaging 4. It's 2 plus that. So 1 of the Dahan is injured. They retaliate. If I gathered in there, I could get one of those elements. Oh yeah, so that was an event that changed what pieces were in there. So I would gather one of the beast tokens, and then after this ravage action, we're gonna destroy this town. We get a fear. That's a fear card, and that was another action that changed the elements that were there. So I'll gain this elemental token. How many beast tokens? Let me just gain another beast token, actually, instead of the air. So that ravage is done. We're skipping actions here because of paralyzing fright. We're defended 3. It's ravaging 5 because it's only ravaging 4. Again, there's no. I keep thinking there's an exploring displaces. There's not. So that was a perfect event card for me. So again, ravaging 4. It's 2 plus 2, and it's not like 2 per land that has towns. It's just if there's any lands plus 2. So injures of the hunt. They retaliate. Even with Durable, it's enough to kill that dude. That's a fear. We're getting a blight here that kills a. Well, before the blight lands, before I kill that presence, let's see what the Blooded Island card is. Oh, it's Tipping Point. Okay. That would have killed us because I only had 3 presences shifting. So we're going to take that out of the game. And we're going to do. We're going to pretend we're playing with some Nature Incarnate rules. I'm rolling that die. So 13 out of 15. I mean, this isn't much better. Except the game doesn't end immediately. At the start of each invader phase, each spirit forgets a power or destroys one of their presence. That's rough. So I'm going to put a reminder there, a reminder there. That has 8 blight, so that's a decent amount of blight. Losing the presence for lightnings is not going to be that much of a problem, but obviously I'm going to need to be forgetting powers with shifting. Grandpa Beetle over here. All right. So we flipped over the Blight of the Island card. We pretended Tipping Point didn't happen. And now this Blight goes in. It destroys a presence. The reason why you do it that way, if I had to destroy 1 presence, I could have... if say I wanted to carry a Tipping Point for Lightning, I could have removed those 3 as satisfying Tipping Point and then not have to worry about losing a presence because of the Blight. If that makes sense. So instead, I just lose 1 presence because of the blight, because again, we pretend Tipping Point is not a thing. So that was all of the Ravage actions. We now go to the build step. We're building a city here. We're building a town here. There's nothing to build in 6 on board B, and we're building a town in 1. Board B is going to gather. We'll gather a town from 5. 6 gathers a town from 7. Let's get all the towns and places that are blighted. 1 is going to gather a town. There are no adjacent lands with towns. And then 3 is going to gather a town. We will gather a town from 4. So again, even though I'm skipping all actions there, it's not like I've isolated that land. It is still adjacent to 3. So it can gather a town into 1. We go to the explore step. It's coastal land, so we don't have to worry about the escalation anymore. The escalation would still apply once on each board, because I don't know if I still have less than 4 blight. But coastal lands is super bad because, the double wetlands on B. So the fact that we're wetlands, sands, wetlands, coastal lands is rough. It's rough, for sure. So explore step is over. And now this card reveals. As soon as it reveals, we have to carry it out. On each board, we add a town, a city to a coastal land without a city. So I will add a city to land 3, and I'll add a city to land 2. And then we're going to add a town to each of the 3 inland lands with the fewest blight. So I have no blight in 8, so that gets a town. I have no blight in 7, so that gets a town. The rest of my inland lands all have 1 blight each. I will add a town to 4. On Grandpa Beetle's board, I have no blight in 6, so that gets a town. I have no blight in 8, so that gets a town. I have no blight in 7, so that gets a town. That was carried out. We did that. We now go to the slow power phase. I'm going to target myself, get a minor power, because all things fade. I'm going to need to have a lot of powers that I can forget, because I definitely don't have a lot of presence on the board. So my minor power options are Call to Ferocity, Spur On with Words of Fire, Interesting. And uncanny melting. Blight removal, probably not the greatest things. Lore of the unknown. There's not going to be many places without invaders, so that's going to be tough. Uncanny melting. Blight removal probably isn't the greatest idea. Spur words of fire. Not sure that's a good idea for lightning. I only have 4 power cards. I just keep getting majors. I'll take Call the Ferocity. I don't love it, but again, I can just drop it if I want to, because of the Blighted Island card. Tough words. All right, these come off. There was never a third change of pieces in board 7, so that comes off. This Dahan will heal. This Dahan will heal. This energy will go away. Discard pile. Discard pile. We go back to growth. All right. Lightning clearly has to reclaim cards, so we're going to get 1 energy from the growth option, 6 energy from the presence track. And then lightning is going to gain a minor. Yeah, I can't keep grabbing majors, so minor power it is. Drift out of the slumber. I can defend 4. In sands. Elemental boon is interesting. Already swimming in elements. Call it the trade. No thanks. Call the Dahan ways. Turn a town into a Dahan. Does not have my elements. Drift out of the slumber doesn't really have my elements. Ugh. I mean, elemental boon might win by default here. These are not good draws, man. Not good draws. All right. The defend 4 is tempting because of here, but again, the ravaging is such that I don't know if that's super helpful. So I'm going to take Elemental Boon. See if I can't get the higher levels of Thundering Destruction at this point. And I have all of these cards here. No comments about Tipping Point, so I guess everyone approves. Such a bad card, man. Like, it was a foreseeably bad card. It's like just a weird misstep on the part of the design. All right. We now go to Shifting. All right, Shifting needs to get some. Ooh. Might end up doing a black hole twice. Right, if that's the only card I play next turn, I get rid of Infestation. So bad. I could skip that action. I can add that presence there. We're going to gain a minor power. Because again, I'm going to basically be dropping a minor every turn. isolation power. Dark and tangled woods. I can defend 3 in a mountain or a jungle. A fire in the sky. 2 fear, add a strife. Sucking ooze. 2 fear from visitor present. Isolate target land, but it has to target a sands or a wetlands, and then give to nature's connection. Target spirit gains 2 element energy or 2 element. 2 of a single element. If you target another spirit, you get an element of your choice. Ooh, interesting. I'm not sure to defend 3. It's all that helpful. Needing a sacred site's a problem there. I'll take dark and tangled woods. Probably gonna drop it at some point, but there you go. I could get an element of my choice this way, and I still have 2 card plays. The element I would like. So I'm definitely playing that. And I have the elements I need for it. I think, let me get the 3 energy from here. Yeah, because I had 4 energy last turn and I just spent the 1. Yeah. So that's that. Let me make some change. So I got my energy from the presence track. Definitely playing Infestation of Venomous Spiders. Not sure what else I'm playing yet. So let me put that out. And I can prepare an element marker to make that happen. Do I have anything with... Did any of these have a... What's Ravaging? I might as well just play that. That's fine. Oh, it's perfect. It has the good elements that I want. So those are the 2 cards I'm playing with Shifting. So that's going to be 1, 2 air, 1 moon, 1 earth. I'm going to use this ability to prepare another earth. No. Yep. Another earth, and then I'm spending an earth and a animal to get me the kicker on infestation. I'll just leave that all there. And that will work with that. Great. We now go to lightning. So I already reclaimed cards. I am going to play 2 cards. Yeah, I'm going to play Sleep and Never Waken. And Shatter Homesteads. It's 5 energy. I'm putting it at 3, taking 3 once. Elemental check. That's 1 fire, 2 earth, or 2 air, 1 moon, and 1 beast. Actually, since I'm tracking beasts here as well, let me get a die for that. That's a 2. So I'm going to target land 1 from land 5. Invaders are skipping all actions there. I can remove 2 explorers, and that's going to generate a fear. Skipping actions here. Fantastic. I'm going to do shatter homesteads within 2 of where I have a sacred site, 1 fear, and then destroy a town. Again, that town's not durable, so that's another fear. I'm not going to have anything for Sundering Destruction this turn. I will have it next turn. Oh, but when I played a major, I would have gotten 2 more elements. The elements would not have helped me do anything. Among your lands. Yeah, the 2 elements would not have made a difference. I don't see a reason to refigure that, so that's done. We're doing infestation of venomous spiders within 2 of a sacred site. I'm adding a beast, gathering up to 1 beast. There are no beasts to gather. For each beast, 1 fear, and invaders are going to skip 1 action, so I'm skipping 1 action in land 1. When they skip an action because I have the kicker, I can do 4 damage. I'll probably skip. I'll skip the Ravage, obviously. We're going to study the invaders. Put this up here. Study the invaders' fears. I can target a land range 0 where there's a town or a city. Doing that, so 2 fear, and I can flip this face up. It's going to allow me to add strife to a land with presence. Guys, so we're slowly getting into stage 2. All right, that's that. We do the invader phase. Before we go there, we all have to either lose a presence, or we have to forget a power card. I'm going to lose that presence there with lightning, and I will drop a power card with shifting. I will drop the fear generator. I will drop Call to Ferocity. And now we can go to the event card. Lesser spirits in peril. The invaders' spread is threatening many of the island's smaller spirits. You may tend to your own strength. Each spirit gains 1 energy. Discard a minor power. That could be bad. Or do each spirit destroys 1 of their presence. Each spirit gains 1 permanent element for the rest of the game. Choose separately now. If I was going to choose elements for that major, this is why you should do things. I would have gotten a moon. No, I would have gotten a fire and a. I would have got a fire and a water. No, I would have gotten a fire and an air. Just before I really think this through. Fire and air always makes sense because of that, so that would have given me 2 fire and 3 air. And again, I got those elements because I played a major power. So the question is, do I have 8 energy? I forget. I can pay for it and forget powers. If I forget boon, I really don't want to risk the first one, right? Because I have to discard minor powers. There's a chance I'm removing blight. I'm destroying Dahan. Like, all of that's scary. I could destroy a presence easily with what's going on the board right now. So, and I like the idea of getting permanent elements, especially for lightning. So if I forget boon, that gives me +4. Again, when you're trying to pay for things for elements, when you forget a power, that's +4. If you have a power in play, that's +1 of that element. And then if you have a power in your hand, you discard it, that's +2. So I have one earth in place. I have one plant in place, so that's 5 because I forgot a power and I have that. I can then pay 2 and 1, and that gets me up to 8. Well, if I forget this, no, I'm going to pay 1 and 1, and then I'm going to discard Dark Entangled Woods for +2, and that gets me up to 8. So I forgot a power. Oh, and then I'm going to only pay 1. That makes more sense. So I forgot a power for 4. I discarded the power for +2 more. I have one plant in play for 7, and then I just paid 1 from lightning, so that's 8. Now I'm going to destroy a presence here. I'm going to destroy this presence here. That presence is not going to last long there anyway. And now I can gain a permanent element of my choice for the rest of the game. I will take a fire for lightning, and shifting is going to take a I did not do shifting's elements, did I? 1, 2. Shifting, I should have done this as a fast power. I can gain an element of my choice. Or did I already do that? I don't think I did that. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't do ever changing world. I'll gain another. I already had the 2 plans. I just forgot to do observe the ever changing world. If someone remembers otherwise, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna take a. I'll take another animal. It's gonna. Oh, actually, I don't. If I'm forgetting that, potentially that doesn't make any sense. I will take an earth. I hate all of these. I'll take an earth. Sure. That defend power can come in handy. Great. So that was her observe the ever-changing world, which I'm pretty sure I just forgot to do. All right. So what's my permanent element going to be? I will take an earth there as well. Again, just try to really hammer these defend powers. The defend gets very strong at this level. Learn the invader's tactics is defend 2 for each card in the invader discard pile, and we're already at the 6. It'd be defense 6 already. Now, obviously, I'm going to need to get some air elements to really make that trigger, but that's fine. All right, what are we doing? Good question, Greg. I am going to. So that's done. I did forge a weapon neutral support. Now we're going to the token event. Quit the farmlands. On each board, push 1 beast to a land without cities or towns. 1 fear if invaders are present, or if explorers are present. I cannot push that beast into a land without cities or towns. I cannot push that beast into a land without cities or towns. I can push. I can push this beast. Now, the beast leaves, but because this is a single planned event, the actions were skipped at the time the card was played. I think that's the normal way that happens. Generally, if it's a universal effect, you evaluate at the time of the time the power is carried out. But I think if it's a action that happens in one land, you basically set like some kind of trap, and then you kind of deal with it from there. Infestation of venomous spiders. Yeah, I think it's like there's one beast there, so I can skip one action, and I can decide which those are as the thing unfolds. I don't see why the beast leaving there, I don't think, um, circumvents a normal rule that it's like a trap that's set at the time you play the power, and then you go from there. Now, again, if it's a universal effect, you evaluate. Like if it was like, hey, beasts skip everywhere in the island, then you would evaluate at the time the thing was being carried out, if that makes sense. So that's fine. Return to all pillars in each board. Gather one or two Dahan into a land with the Han setup symbols. I will gather. I will gather. You have to do it. So if it says up to two, I could ignore it. But since it says up to one or two, I will gather on each board. Yeah, I just don't think it matters. I will gather two here, and I'll gather one here. So that's carried out. Fear cards. So I did not get that last fear. Yeah, we're not even. We're still. This is only my third fear card, and like remember, I got 8 fear from paralyzing fright, so things are not going great in that account. Each player chooses a different coastal land with Dahan in each land. 1 damage per Dahan, so 2 damage. Well, I'll kill the explorer and then 1 damage to the city. And I can actually kill this city. So that gets me another fear card immediately because it's 1 fear, remainder of 1. And then since that happened during while I was carrying out the fear cards, we actually do this immediately. Each player adds a strife in a land with a presence. I'll add a strife on this town over here, and we'll add a strife on this town over here. All right, invader phase. I'm skipping that action because I have the kicker. I'm going to do 4 damage in that land. I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill this town and these 2 explorers. Again, there's blight there, so it's not thorable. That's a fear. And so I'm skipping the ravage. We're ravaging over here. That gets a blight. We're skipping this action here because of sleep and never waken, and there's nothing to ravage in 6. We build in coastal lands, so we get a town here. Again, I did not have enough beasts there to skip 2 actions. This disease comes off 2. We get a city in 3. We get a city in 1, a town in 2, and a town in 3. After the build step, so we have to gather from non-coastal lands. I will gather this town here. I gathered this town here, gather nothing at the 2, gather nothing, gather this town here. Now we get a board D, I can gather this town there. Actually, we'll gather this town here, and this town here. Explore step, mountains, we get a explorer here, explorer here, explorer here, and an explorer here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blight on board B, so I have to add another town to a land that does not have towns or blight. There are no lands without towns or blight. There is at least one of the 2 in all 8 of the lands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blight on D, so I have to add a town to a land without towns or blight. That is going to happen in board 6, in land 6. These go there. When that ravaged, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 8. That was the first time we had 8 damage in a land, so that is a counter over there. Again, if that happens 2 more times against Habsburg, game over. So that's going to be something else to keep in mind for next turn. It's going to be... That might be what does me in, to be honest with you. Yikes. Yeah, it's going to be a tough thing to stay on top of. All right. Slow powers, I have none. This goes here, here. Yeah, this is a wild... It's a wild challenge, man. I don't know if this is going to come together. I'm not feeling that bullish. This dude heals. Nothing else heals. We go to growth. Alrighty then. Well, I am going to put 2 presents on the board. Let's get up to 3 card plays. I'm going to make a sacred site somewhere. I will make a sacred site. Well, I don't want to put it on Grandpa Beetle's board because he's about to do some nastiness. So I will just make a sacred site up here. I'm going to play these 3 cards. And I'm going to get 6 energy for the presence track. Taking that and that. Again, it's double, 3 doubled. Goes here, here, and here. Target spirit against 3 elements. If I target another spirit, I also gain the chosen elements. That should work out pretty well. I'm going to play Draw to a Consuming Void and nothing else. At all. So I'm going to get 9 energy and then 3 energy from the presence track, and I'm going to get an element of my choice. I don't think it matters. I will, you know what? I'll take, oh, just prepare 1 element. Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry. And we're back. You know what? I'm not going to take this as an Earth. The best is to take it as a moon. Because then I could, well, never mind. I'll take the Earth. Yeah, I'm not going to take the 9 energy. I'm actually going to gain a power card so I can add a presence to the board. And I'm going to take the presence off of there, which is going to give me 4 energy instead of 9. And that still gives me the 8 I'm going to need to play this. And I'm not sure I want to get rid of Infestation of Venomous Spiders. And it gives me another chance to see if there isn't a better element form and better card for me. And it gets me closer to the Reclaim 1, which could be important. So I'm going to actually put this... let me see what the power card options are before I do anything. Pent Up Calamity is pretty strong. Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship. Bloodrack Plague. Mist of Oblivion. All these are pretty good. I will take any of these better than infestation, though. Probably not. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a card. I'm gonna discard this, and I'll probably just forget that card. I think infestation is too good at this point. All right, I'm going to prepare an element. I will prepare an air, and that's from that. So I'm going to put that over there to indicate I've already done that, and we're good to go. So I have no elements, so that's pointless to keep track of. We're going to do lightning's elements. Lightning has. I have that earth. Interesting. So target spirit is going to gain. I'm going to target shifting. Shifting is going to take an air, an earth, and again, these are not prepared elements, so these are the different kinds of elements. Actually, I'm going to put this here. I like that. So it's going to take an air, an earth, and a fire. So that way I can get the same things. All right. So we have this permanent element there. So shifting has, for this turn, has 2 earth, 1 air, and 1 fire, which is kind of pointless. We prepared that air. So essentially, we're going to have to defend 3, which is fine. We're going to give these same elements over here, because this is, again, elemental boon. These are from last turn. Remember, we played a major power, so we can grab 2 elements of our choice. For that, we used all of our card plays. Yeah, I'm just not getting up to 5. I have this there too. So if I take those 2 elements again for playing a major power, and I get these 3 elements from shifting, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 air. That's pointless. Let me not take an air. I'll take a moon with shifting, which is going to give me this. And then I could use this air to get the defend 3. Nah, it's dumb. Nope, I need the air anyway, because I need to get the defend 3, which I think might be helpful, which I'm not sure. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 air, and I have 1, 2. I don't get the 3rd earth. I just have 2 earth. So I won't get the kicker. I'm only get 4 fear instead of 5. But ultimately, that is going to give me this. So I can destroy a city with that power. I don't have the 5, 4, 1, so I can't destroy a city and then a town. But I can skip actions somewhere. So I think it makes the most sense. Paralyzing Fright. I'm going to skip all actions in land. Woof. I'm going to skip all actions in land 1 and generate 4 fear. Thundering Destruction. I can play fast because I have enough air. I'm going to generate. This is going to build back. I'm just going to destroy a city. Again, this city is not durable. It doesn't matter. I can just kill it. Just 2 more fear. Another fear card. Terror level 2. I can do Lightning's Boon, so I can let Shifting be fast. Shifting can defend 3 here with Learn the Invader's Tactics. And we'll hope for a little bit of a miracle. And then Shifting is going to go ahead and do Draw Torrent Consuming Void. So I'm targeting land 5. I'm gathering 1 explorer from each adjacent land. I'm gathering 1 town from each adjacent land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gathering 1 Dahan from each adjacent land. 1, 2, and 1 beast. There are none. Generate 4 fear off the top. I'm doing 15 damage. Oh, and 1 city from each adjacent land. So 15 damage. So those 2 cities are dead. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fear. That's another fear card. 5 damage to Dahan. Both the Dahan are dead. Destroy 1 presence from each spirit and remove 2 beasts. I can forget a major, a unique, and a minor to do this again. So I'm going to forget Dark Untangled Woods. I'm going to forget Dissolve the Bonds of Kinship. And I will forget Elemental Teachings. Nope. Yeah, Elemental Teachings. So they're all out. To resolve those effects again. So we're going to gather everything. And it's going to be in the same land. So even though I don't have any more presence there, it's fine. I'm resolving the effects again. I'm not repeating the power. So we're gathering all these in. 15 damage. Everything's dead. 3 more fear. Dahan out. Explorer out. So an absolute black hole. All right. I think that's done. I don't think it's gonna help, but we're good. Now I have to destroy a presence in me spirit or forget a power. I'm like low on powers to forget. So I'll destroy this presence and I'll destroy this presence. And now we go to the event. Blighted Island. On each board, add a blight to a coastal land. Spirits may prevent this by destroying on each board by destroying 2 presence per. Well, adding a blight to this coastal land, and I'll destroy 2 presence on this. 2 presence on this land to prevent that on that land. I just don't want to be adding that much blight. Ooh, defend 1 per. Yeah, there's no good place to put blight on board B. Alright, Distant Hunt. On each board, push 1 explorer to an adjacent land with no blight. It deals 1 damage there. I could push this here. We'll destroy that explorer. County defense during Ravage in every land. Defend 1 per Dahan. So that's helpful. I have 3 Dahan here, so that's defending 6. It's the only place that's going to matter. We get to our fear cards. They're terror level 2 now. Community disarray. Each explorer, each town or city deals deals -1 damage during Ravage. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. And then we have Spreading Timidity. Each player chooses a different land to isolate. Defend 2 in those lands. I will... Where do I want to defend to? I'll isolate here and defend 2. That's going to prevent the additional loss condition stuff. Probably Blight Cascading there. Actually, I'm about to lose a presence here because I'm cascading into it. So let me keep the Sacred Site here. I'm going to isolate. Here. Hey, what's up, man? My afternoon game group is here. This is running long. Brian, help me. I'm about to lose. All right. So, carrying out the invader steps, we're ravaging in coastal lands. I'm ravaging there. It's going to be a Blight Cascade. Blight Cascade. That is the second time that a Blight came off. Oh, that's super bad. That's game for the additional loss condition. Yeah, I didn't really have a path. Wait. Each thing does -1 damage, right? So that's only doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each invader is -1 damage. Oh, each town or city. One, oh, okay. So if I defend 2 and isolate this, I actually don't have to. It didn't cause 8 damage to the land because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I defended 2, so it only did 6 damage to the land. So even though a Blight cascaded, I avoided the additional loss condition. Excellent. We're defended 1,000,000,000 here. I do 6 damage. Now, unfortunately, the 6 damage is only enough to kill 1 of the towns and 1 explorer. That's a fear. That's a fear card. We are getting a Blight here. We're skipping all actions there. So Ravage actions are done. Building. We get a town here. We get a city here. We get 2 towns over here. After the build step, we gather land board order. We can gather this town from here, which is fine. Oh, you know what's even better? Let me not kill that explorer. So I did 6 damage. I could have done 2 damage to that town, and when the town gets gathered, it still only has 2 health left. So it dies. That's a fear. So I chose to allow the isolate you can ignore the isolate. So I chose to allow the isolate to happen. The defend 2 there prevented, it would have ravaged 6 because there was an adjacent town. But the defend 2 and cutting off the isolate prevented the additional loss condition from triggering there too. We're gathering a town at the 7. I'm going to gather it from 8. So now there's 4 towns there, which is a problem. And again, there's nothing to gather into 5. There's nothing to gather into 8. Explore step. We go to invader into phase 3. I am, just to keep track of fear, 33 fear, 31 fear away from a tier level 3 victory, but I do have 3 coastal cities to worry about. We're exploring into sands. I've isolated that, so there's actually no source, so that was lucky. There is a source here because it's coastal, and there is a source here, and now wetlands. So sands and wetlands for the win all day. I've isolated that, so there's no explorer to that. Explorer there, and an explorer here. Invader cards advance. 1, 2, 3. And now time passes. I have no slow powers. Alright. I guess I'm reclaiming cards with both of these clowns. Whoo! I don't know if I have a path, kids. I'm going to get 1 energy and 6 energy. I'm going to reclaim cards and gain a major. And remember, each major I play, I can get 2 elements. The isolate powers come away. This reminder token come off as well. So ravaging there. I mean, I'm really just trying to chase 31 fear. So cleansing floods, 1 away from where you have a presence in wetlands. I can do 4 damage and remove a blight, and if I have 4 water, I can do plus 10 damage, which is pretty sick. Utter recursive dread and bone. For each blight in or adjacent to target land, add a badlands, a disease, or a strife, then 2 fear and 1 damage. If I have 3 moon and 2 animal for each type of token you added, I do 1 damage in an adjacent land. Tiger's hunting, 2 fear, add a beast, but target land cannot have blight, so that's a non-starter. Tsunami. Oh. 2 fear, 8 damage, destroy 2 Dahan. And I could do every other land on that coast. Tsunami it is. Don't hate that. I have to forget a power. I will forget Lightning's Boon. I think. Yes? Yeah. Elemental Boon is probably too strong. So, feeling a lot of unique powers. I have 3 card plays. Tsunami is going to cost 6. I definitely want to get an air so I can make that fast. We're going to get, and I also want water elements. I get elemental boon for sure, and I will take 3. Oh, that's going to cost a lot. So this is all my money is there. So not doing paralyzing fright, but I think this makes sense. That's all my money in my 3 card plays. I played 1 major power so I can get 2 elements. I will take a water and an earth, so I can start working toward that. If I do an elemental check as it is, I'm going to have 2 fire. Again, 1, 2. I'm going to have 2 water. I'm going to have 2 earth. And I have 1 air. So essentially, I want a water, a fire, and an earth. So basically, I'm going to give those, I'm going to target shifting, and then both of us are going to have those elements. So I'm going to have 3, 2, and oh, and not an earth, a water, and 3. So the air, so I can do 2 slow powers fast, which is nice. That's going to give me the first level of Thundering Destruction. It's going to give me, I have the kicker of Tsunami, and that's that. All right, we go to Shifting. Shifting is going to reclaim their cards. I can add a presence range 0. Let's get a Sacred Site here. We're going to get 4 energy from the presence track. And I can gain an element, probably playing Infestation and Study with my 2 card plays. And then I can prepare an element with this ability. I'll take a Beast. Elemental check. I have 1, 2 Beast. I'll spend a third to get the kicker. So 3 beasts. I have 1, 2 earth, 2 air, 1 moon. So I have Repair another element, and I can defend 3 somewhere. Whoo! All right. This costs 4. And we'll have a reclaim ability next turn, which is pretty strong. So, I'm going to, this is within 2 of a sacred site, so I'm going to add a beast, gather up to 1 beast. I won't. So with the 2 beasts there, I'm skipping 2 actions there. That generates 2 fear, and when I skip an action, I'm going to do 4 damage. So I'm skipping at least 1, probably not skipping any more. It is ravaging 8, so, but I'm actually skipping it, so that's not a problem. I'm going to do study the invader's fears. I still have presence in a land that has a town, so I'm going to get 2 fear, and I can flip this face up. Overseas trade suffers. Defend 6 in all coastal lands. That's interesting. I'm going to use one of my heirs to do Tsunami Fast. I get 2 fear off the top. I'm doing 8 damage in land 2. That kills the city, kills the 2 towns, kills one of the explorers. That's 4 fear. So a remainder of 3. This is earned. Since I have the kicker, in each of the coastal lands on the same board, 1 fear. So 1 fear for each of the other 2 lands. And we're doing 4 damage, destroying 1 Dahan. So this Dahan's going to die. We're going to do 4 damage here, kill both those explorers. 4 damage here, kills this city and 1 explorer. So that's 2 more fear. Alright, so that was carried out. I can do one more thing slow. This is fast. Those elements don't help shifting at all, so it's not a big deal. What else do I want to do fast? I will do Thundering Destruction fast to kill this town. That's another fear. That's another fear card. So kind of chomping through some fear cards pretty quick here, which is good. I can defend 3 somewhere. I will defend 3 here just to prevent a blight and keep that puppy alive. Oh, did I forget to build there last turn? No. It explored, right, because that town was moved. Yeah, that's right. So I'm defending 3 there. And that will work. I can prepare 1 element marker. I'll prepare a air. Because I can. Alright, let's go to the invader phase. I need to forget a power or lose a presence. For both of these guys, I'll lose this presence here for lightning, and I will lose, I will forget this power for shifting. We go to the event card. Dahan trade with the invaders. Dahan did not, so I could do some seek. Dahan trade with the invaders, some seek knowledge, others are interested in tools and trade goods, still others are simply curious. All help to avoid violence, and the invaders seem amenable, at least for now. You may, Dahan did not participate in ravages this turn. I can spend 2 energy aided by fire. I have the fire elements for sure. So 1, 2, 3. And remember, I elemental boomed him, so it's actually, I have the 4. I could destroy a Dahan in my land to get a fear. I definitely don't have the air. That's fine. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3 air. They both have the same fire from elemental boon, so that does give me a total of 4. So I'm gonna each of them are gonna destroy a Dahan in their land. Sorry, Dahan, I need some fear. So we're gonna generate a fear for each. So basically, it was like, you know, the invaders saw how mean and exacting our these spirits were, and they're like, oh my gosh, these spirits are crazy. Outbreak shift. Push one disease to adjacent land with the most invaders. There are no diseases on the board. Fear cards, we have 3. Each player removes 1 explorer town from a coastal land. I'll remove this explorer there so it doesn't build, and I'll remove this town here just because. Nope, I'll remove this explorer here, otherwise it's ravaging 3 there, so that worked out well. Done. Next, defense 6 in all coastal lands. That's nice, not really helpful. Oh, and invaders do not build cities in coastal lands this turn. That's super helpful. Not building cities in coastal lands, which affects here. It also affects here. So overseas change seas safer, and then panic. Each player adds a strife to a land with beast, disease, or Dahan for the rest of the turn. Invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. I have beasts. For damage. Great, I'll just add it there and there. All right, ravage step. We're ravaging here. I'm defended 3. It's attacking 3. Again, there are no adjacent towns to make it a 5. We are ravaging here. We're skipping that action. When I skip that action, I do 4 damage. These have -1 health because they have a strife on them, thanks to the fear card. So that actually is going to kill 3 of those towns, because 2 of those towns only had 1 health each. So that's 3 towns dead, 3 more fear. Nothing else is ravaging. We're building. We're building a town over here. We're building a town over here. We're building. All right, so that's all the sands. Wetlands. We're not building a city there, so no build. We're not building a city here, so no build. We get a town here. There's nothing to build in 1. After the build step, we explore in board land order. This matches a build card, so that can't be gathered in. Land 3, there's nothing adjacent to gather in. Land 5, this will gather in. Land 6, there's nothing not matching a build card to gather in. Land D, this will gather in. So board D, land 1, land 3, nothing adjacent to gather in. Land 4, nothing adjacent to gather in that doesn't match the build card. And land 7, nothing adjacent to gather in that doesn't match the build card. Explore step. We have mountains and wetlands. So we have a source here, we have a source here, a source here, and a source here. 7, I'm going to skip because, again, I had 2 beasts there, which is great. We have a source here, though, a source here, and a source here. These can come off. And invader cards advance. So, if we think about this, I am 11 fear away. There's 1 city left on the board. Seems doable all of a sudden. All right, Shatter Homesteads is a slow power I haven't done yet. I'm going to get 1 fear off the top. I'm going to target a land within range 2 of where I have a sacred site, and I'm going to destroy a town. So that's another fear. So we're 9 fear away, and I just need to destroy that city. Let's see if we can't pull this off. All these tokens go away. This goes away. This goes here. This goes here. Oh, venomous spiders. These 3 cards are lightning. This is that. Woo! All right. We are going to add. Yeah, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to add a presence. I'm going to reclaim 1, and I can add a presence range 2. So I have to actually do this one. So range 2, I'm going to add a presence there. I get the reclaim 1. I'm reclaiming venomous spiders. I get 4 energy. I gain a power card. I will gain a major. Even better, Talons of Lightning. I can't afford it though. So, yeah, none of that's gonna help. I'll just take Entwined Power. I can discard a card instead of forgetting a card. I'll discard, draw towards a Consuming Void, and this will go into my hand. And then I'll play these two cards, and I could prepare an element. That's fine. So basically, I can Rabbids there first. I'm going to skip that action and do 4 damage. So the question is, can I get the elements I need? I'm going to prepare an element marker here. Give me a beast. And that's fine. These two animals, yeah, I have the kicker, which is beautiful. So that works that way. I'm not going to figure out the rest of it. It's not really worth overthinking it, but I did the reclaim 1. Lightning. Lightning is going to add 2 energy. We're going to make a sacred site here. And we'll play these 2 cards. We get 8 energy. Who do I reclaim? I'm not getting the elements I need. Do I reclaim? Yeah, let me reclaim. No. I think this is fine. 1 fear, gather up to 1 beast, add a beast. Yeah, I should have the fear I need for sure. All right, so I'm going to get the 8 energy. I'm going to spend the 4 there, the 3 there. I'm going to skip all actions here. I can remove 2 things. Yeah, I don't have anything. So I'm going to move to Explorers. That gets a fear. That's a fear card. I'm going to skip all actions here. Generates 4 fear. So 4 fear away. Venomous Spiders. I'm going to add a beast here. I can gather up to 1 beast. There are 3 beasts there. So that's 3 fear. And when I skip, I'm going to prepare an element. We have that. So when I skip an action, I can do 4 damage. Which is fine. And then when Dahama would be destroyed, yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we're going to just make that happen. We get to the memory phase of dust. I'm going to forget Consuming Void. I'm going to forget Elemental Boon. We go to the event card. Don't screw me. It is Terror level 2. During the Ravage step, any sport skip 1 Ravage action and lands where Dahan outnumbers cities and towns. That's not going to apply anywhere. Praying to Helis Nicheland with Beast, 1 damage per beast. Great. That does 3 damage to that city. That city is destroyed. That's 2 fear. Remainder of 1. Terror level 3. No cities on the board. Booyah! Woo! All right. I see we've gotten to the turn where Greg does some kind of magical play and wipes everything out. That was crazy. I did not think it was going to work, but it did. So great. I would love to pontificate about all the things that happened in that playthrough and how magical. I mean, that isolate and defend 2 was everything because I would have lost by the additional loss condition with Habsburg. So we were able to manage to save that. Everything else kind of came together. Venomous Spiders, Paralyzing Fright, obviously Consuming Void really set the stage for board D early. But that was a pretty cool. That was a pretty cool win, man. That was Did not think that was going to come together. I do have 2 friends upstairs waiting very patiently for my slow ass, so I'm going to go hang out with them, and looking forward to tomorrow, Dawn of the Zeds. I have a patron challenge. We are doing a super cool. Go read the description of tomorrow's live stream. I already have it scheduled. It's amazing. That was written by my patron, and yeah, dude, video blam, just super cool stuff. So I'm excited to test this out and see what happens. Mike James says, and there we are. And Antonio Gutierrez, nicely done. Thank you, sir. This was super fun. I gotta run. Until next time, thanks for joining me, and happy gaming.
Solo. Too